Welcome everyone. This is going to be your daily reading for June the 12th of 2018. This is going to be for all 12 signs. So we're going to start out here with Aries. We're going to do 3 cards for you for your day. All right. What you might be going through in love. All right. In love for Aries. Start out with Aries. All right. 3 cards. Let's see. Aries in love. So let's see. First card we're going to come out with. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse. So many of you are definitely getting over some heartbreak, whether it was someone that wasn't speaking to you, something that you've been thinking about, something that happened a long time ago, something recent. But I feel a lot of you are getting over past heartbreak, or something that you and your current partner have gone through, or something that you and a past partner have gone through for some of you out there. So you're on the mend. All right, let's see. Another card for Aries. Hold on. Okay. We have the Page of Pentacles. So I feel that many of you are definitely working towards maybe a new job. New job opportunities may be coming through. You could receive an offer that comes through, something that you could be inspired by, something that's creative. You could be working with your partner, teamwork, something that you want to do to build something, like a dream come true for some of you out there. So while you're working, something heavy might be on your mind, and we're going to see. Look out for signs for a job. And we do have some rejection going on for some of you out there. You might feel like you aren't receiving the communication that you want. You might also feel that there is an ending and that you're still dealing with for a lot of you out there. So I feel like communication may be very harsh. If there is communication, if there's not communication, you might just be going to work or focusing on a new job. If you don't have a job, or you're focusing on the second source, third source of income to fulfill your dreams. All right, so that's going to be, let me see, 4. So 4. So a lot of you are seeking stability for today. All right, keep that in mind. So that's going to be Aries. We're going to move into the sign of Taurus. So Taurus, for you for June 12th. Let's see, for today, June 12th, in love. So many of you, this may be indication of some kind of commitment. Some of you could be going through some kind of debate when it comes to your marriage. Maybe there is a proposal. Some of you are married and you could be working on your marriage in some aspect. Some of you might be going through healing as well, working on your health, maybe your fitness goals that you might have. You could be surrounded by another Taurus as well for some. Let's see. I feel there may be invitations that some of you might be receiving, especially with a romantic partner. It could be with another fire sign. You got another Taurus that might be around. Some of you might be hospitalized because you might be pregnant. You may be nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, getting ready for pregnancy. Some of you might be trying to have a baby or starting a new relationship. So there could be some kind of teamwork, some kind of event that you are creating with somebody that is fun. So look out for fun activities or some kind of new engagement. It's a younger relationship that could be building. All right. And let's see. One more card for Taurus. And we do have some obsession. So a lot of you are definitely in your head about this particular relationship, or the fact that some of you might be holding back from a relationship. Maybe you want to take it slow. Maybe you want to be friends with this particular person first. Maybe this person is already married or spoken for, and some of you may be having to take a step back right now because of that situation. Not only married, but maybe they're already in a relationship. So you're having to be friends with that particular person now. If you moved on from them, from a marriage or a previous relationship. And I feel like a lot of you are in your head obsessively about something, a commitment, how it might go, the sexual interactions that you have with that particular person, friends with benefits kind of thing. If there is someone new that you are meeting, something that went around there. But I feel like a lot of you are healing from something, but there does seem to be some new some good news coming through when it comes to maybe a relationship or some kind of social event today. So look out for messages coming through, invitations to hang out or to have fun, and children being around as well. Some of you might even work with children, or you're in a college with someone that you might be attracted to as well, and you're not really sure if they're into you as you are to them. It could be anyone that works in a capacity that does help and heal other people. So keep that in mind. All right, so that's going to be for today for Taurus at Gemini. Okay, Gemini, this is going to be your spread for the day in love. So happy birthday if your birthday is today. I hope you really enjoy it, some smiles, and have a good time. All right, so let's see for Gemini in love, June 12th. Let's see. So many of you might be enjoying yourself around the company of others. It could be a marriage that you are in. Anytime I see maybe the Ten of Pentacles is showing up here, a happy marriage, a relationship that is building. Some of you are working towards commitment because you might not have that security that is showing up here. So either someone is spoken for, you desire to be spoken for by a particular person, but it's not happening just yet. But I feel for many of you, you may be around some kind of happy home, going to see a romantic partner, in some way. There could be you giving or receiving some kind of gift, dinner, hanging out, whatever it might be, to enjoy yourself. So keep that in mind for today. Let's see, Gemini. We do have plans, yep, making plans to reach that goal. Some of you might be traveling, making plans to travel, to communicate, to see a particular person, trying to get yourself together energetically so that you can do things and change things about your circumstances when it comes to someone else. For some of you, thinking about marriage or a long-term commitment. Gemini. New home. Yep, and I feel like you are trying to stand up for yourself, whether or not to go back to a marriage, give someone another shot, or speaking about, it's time for this to become deeper than it has been. What are we going to do? Are we going to make plans? Are you serious about this? Are you going to back out if we make this commitment? If I give you the engagement ring, are you going to throw it back in my face, or are we going to go with it? So I feel like a lot of you are trying your best to either get some space between you and another person for a little while. Maybe they requested this. Maybe intuitively you understand that they really want this, but I feel like a lot of you are desiring something more fulfilling for a lot of you out there. And it could be surrounding children. It could be surrounding anyone that affects your life and stability in some way. So I feel like plans will be on your mind. The home front will be on your mind as well. And you defending how you feel about your beliefs, marriage, and taking care of responsibilities, and you joining up with a particular partner or person to enhance your life in some way. All right, so that's for Gemini. Let's move into Cancer. So Cancer, let's see, for June 12th, 2018 in love. Let's see what's going on with you, Cancer. Wow, you have the Ten of Pentacles as well, so you could be dealing with a Gemini for some. So this does speak about marriage, a commitment, being around others. If you aren't with somebody, going back and forth to maybe a friend's house, a family member, a romantic partner, spending time with them, or trying to reach that goal of stability, of a long-term commitment, a lot of growth, and maybe working from home. A lot of different gifts or presents, or just doing favors around the home where two people or more can bring their money together and kind of join forces to bring a big meal to the table, or whatever it might be, something good, or trying to reach that goal. All right, let's see for Cancer, June 12th. And I do feel like some of you might be home alone, okay, by yourself, where you could be around a particular person, but they might not be speaking to you. They could be away. You could be doing different things, maybe thinking about moving, buying a different home, trying to relocate, trying to make sure that your finances, your career is stable right now. But I feel like there's some kind of rejection, a lack of communication, or the fact that some of you may even hurt yourself while you are doing a whole bunch of different things around the home. So be careful of injuries or being angry and frustrated as that the emotions start to build up, that momentum start to pick up, and that outburst of it reaches some kind of I can't even think of the word, but when we have those pent up emotions, it comes to a boiling point, and then things can happen. We can break a phone, we can we can cut ourselves, we lash out at other people that may not have anything to do with what we are going through. So just keep that in mind, how you handle your emotions today. All right, so let's see, energies for Cancer. Yes, so I feel like there might be even gossip around the marriage or your home, whether it's family members or a love relationship, romantic partner, ex-partner. Someone might be spoken for in a relationship, and you may have an idea of text messages or something like that going on where someone has been caught, or ideas or accusations of cheating or something like that is going on. And I feel like there's a lot of slander, could be your name, someone else's name. This could be you doing that as well. But I feel like today, watch the hearsay. Make sure that you aren't making assumptions, but, gathering the facts if you need to. And, maybe staying away from gossip, because I feel like that's what could be going on. You could be dealing with children as well that you might be around, and some of them could hurt themselves, or you might be feeling hurt because your baby father, whoever it might be, is rejecting the family in some way, the children and you and whoever else might be around. So keep that in mind. All right. So that is for Cancer. We're going to move into Leo. So Leo for June 12th of 2018. June 12th in love for Leo. What's going on? So we do have some a lack of truth, a lack of someone not really being honest. Whoever you might be surrounded by, this could be your own energy where you're purposely not telling the truth or communicating how you might be feeling, and someone else is experiencing the brunt of that. Now, you could be dealing with someone who's very much of a control freak or a manipulator, who is it's a person that's very unhealthy when it comes to communication. Whoever you might be around that affects your love life in some way, they do things to make it seem like they are owed something, or that something is really wrong when it's not, or that they don't deserve some of the blame, or they're not taking responsibility for their actions. Now, this could be you or someone else, but I feel like be mindful of manipulation, because someone is not being honest or telling the truth, maybe about how they feel, their heart, if they're in love with you and not revealing it, or this is you, if you're in love with someone else and not revealing that you're still dealing with an ex-partner or someone else, different things like that. Be mindful of these things going on, especially if you're dealing with someone that you might be in love with in the workplace. That could be an issue as well, all right, because they could be spoken for. Leo, June 12th, Leo. And I feel like this is all part of, even still, if you feel like there are red flags, a lot of you might be avoiding getting into gossip or a confrontation and just walking around a situation and leaving things alone for a lot of you out there. So that's a good thing, I feel. But if you feel like someone is manipulating you, that doesn't mean that you're not paying attention to it. You're just absorbing that person's energy and realizing that's who they are, or that's the energy that they're giving off right now, and you're not addressing it right away. You're just observing what's going on, so you know about it in the future. Let's see, energy for Leo. Well, yep, and we do have Justice that did pop out. So remember, now these could be legal or court matters, but I feel like anytime I see Justice here, you could be dealing with a Libra for some, two different Libras, but many of you might be going through a situation where the energy that you give off, it'll come back to you, whether it's harsh, or if someone else is giving off this particular energy to you, they're going to experience the brunt of it in a karmic kind of way, because one day they'll be ignored, or they'll be manipulated by somebody, or they'll go through the lessons that they're putting out. So I feel like that's very important, to be clear about your intentions to somebody and try not to get revenge on somebody. But, you just have to do things in the best way that you know how at that time. And I feel like avoiding getting into confrontation with that person, especially if you already addressed certain things with them, move away from it. Just be careful about that. All right. So that's Leo. We're going to go to Virgo. So Virgo, June 12th in love, Virgo. Yes, a struggle for many of you out there, whether it's gossip, whether you're aggravated by something that happened yesterday, today, You know, you might lash out. It could be with a love interest, because this is a love reading. So anyone that you might be around, anyone that you are in love with, you know, if you feel like you're frustrated with yourself on how you responded or how you are allowing someone to respond to you, there is confrontation, harsh words being said in some way. So a lot of gossip, maybe social media or text messages, phone calls, whatever it might be. You're heated by something or someone. All right, let's see, Virgo. Yep, and as you do that, you may turn your back on someone and maybe kind of wait for a response, wait to see what they may say back to you. But I feel like, you know, energetically, you say what you say and kind of, you know, walk away from it. Yep, and then you kind of still wait around for to see if this person comes back and say what you have to say. But I feel it's almost like a stubborn kind of energy for some of you out there. But I definitely feel many of you might get into some confrontational conflict because you're tired of someone. Someone might be tired of you, but you still don't care if they are or not. So, you know, that's your kind of stance today. Very conflictual. So just be mindful of that and be careful about digging too deep. All right. So that's going to be Virgo. We're going to go into Libra. So Libra for June 12th in love. What's going on with you, Libra? So we do have somebody with some financial security. Many of you might be working. You may be dealing with an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. I feel a lot of you may have some financial obligations that you need to take care of. Maybe you took the day off, you know, to kind of do your own thing. Yesterday, but today this person may be around you. It could be the energy that you're giving off, but I feel this King of Pentacles person may be very important to you in some way, or you focusing on career. All right, let's see. Libra. And I feel like if you're thinking about that particular person, you might be very insecure and doubtful because they're not messaging you, whoever it might be. It doesn't have to be an earth sign. It could be a fire sign. It could be any other sign. But I feel children could have an effect on you. A message not coming through could have an effect on you because you want that attention from your partner. It's not working out. Physically, insecurities might pop up as well, so you might just feel a bit alone at times because that particular person, whoever it might be avoiding you in some way, or the fact that some of you might be feeling insecure financially, so you're not really feeling all that confident to speak or to be around your partner or to be playful right now because you're focusing on other material things and physical things too. All right, Libra, June 12th. Yes, and I feel that these are extreme insecurities, doubts when it comes to physical attributes, maybe sexuality, maybe finances and career. Some of you hold on to a financially stable person right now because you might not be better off. That could be flipped around as well for two people, but I feel the devil is showing up, and that's extreme restriction, addictions, drug, alcohol, food, attachment to emotional attachments that shouldn't be that severe. So I feel that's really important. Sometimes we may pull back if we have anything that we're trying to hide from society. We may keep secrets to ourselves, whatever it might be. Personally to you, you hold back. You have a fear of being who you are or getting into a relationship for certain reasons. So a lot of you might have addictions that you need to clear up, and if it's financially, that can be an addiction too. Addictions to money, that could be a disaster in some way. So materialism is something that you need to keep in mind. But I feel like there may be some doubts with a particular person, and your insecurities and doubts may be heightened at this time. So just be careful about that. Fair warning. All right, so that's Libra. Scorpio. So Scorpio, June 12th. Let's see what's going on with you. Scorpio, June 12th. Scorpio, June 12th. In love. Okay. So a lot of you have your emotions are going to be extreme. I'm talking about extreme. All right, we have strength in reverse, and that's where, you know, it's best for others to stay away from you. Maybe even you stay away from yourself and get out of your own way and get some rest and reflect on the reasons why you may be so pent up with your emotions now. When they are this extreme, be careful that you don't hurt yourself. I told, I'm not sure who this was, but I mentioned these energies pop up. I think it might have been with Cancer. Emotionally, if you are frustrated by something and you get really angry and you may want to punch a wall, you just start giving a negative self-talk. Sometimes things can happen because of that built up frustration, and we can cut ourselves, we can drop something, we can break something, light bulbs can burst, we can get cut, different things like that. Trust and believe through experience, these things can happen if you're frustrated with someone. So a lot of anger. It could be with another Leo, could be anyone that you might around, say another Leo, but you're Scorpio, but a Leo or anybody that you might be around. So extreme frustration and pent up emotions that you may have, and you might let loose. So Scorpio. Yeah, and I feel a lot of you just want to be freed from a restriction that you might be in. Maybe you feel like you're held hostage. Maybe you feel like you're in prison in some way, in a love relationship, restricted, bound by something, not able to see your partner, not able to free yourself from a particular person or partner that you might be around. And I feel like that desire, that strength that you want to be able to move on and make a change, it's going to be so strong that you might explode. But I feel like take your time. It's just today's energy. It always can shift. Try to focus on something else. Change your perspective of maybe about your scenario and why things might be happening in the way that they are, to calm and, maybe relax you. So let's see one more card for Scorpio, June 12th. Yeah. So whoever you might be dealing with, it could be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini as well. And I feel like the frustrating energy, say for instance, if you do want to release yourself from a marriage or relationship, it tells you to make that choice and do that after you have thought about the ins and outs, the ups and downs of your situation. If you need some help because of how someone might respond, if it's physical altercations, get some help, an authority figure, do what you need to do, to help you out of your equation. Ask for help, get some legal advice, ask friends, whoever it might be, socialize, be independent if you need to be. Don't allow anyone to control you or manipulate you into staying in a certain position if you're not happy, if you're not ready to do those things. So this tells you to don't feel bound, don't feel like you're a hostage. Release yourself from your own interpersonal prison, and try to be honest with you, yourself, and how you might be feeling, and let that be that. All right. So that's important for you today. All right. So that is Scorpio. We're going to go into Sagittarius. Sagittarius, June 12th. Love. Sagittarius and love for June 12th. So many of you may be very hostile, maybe a bit rigid in some form or fashion, and you could be dealing with an Aries. You may be feeling very above board, where you don't want to release your stance. Your partner might not want to, or your love interest, where you might be very controlling, or you're dealing with someone who has control issues. They want to keep you under wraps. They don't want you to do certain things, or they want you to do too much of something that you don't want to do, which is going to be an issue. So watch out for power tactics or control issues in your love relationship. And some of you might even have issues when it comes to the household or the stability, being on your own, or being in a relationship with someone because of the household, or not having a home or a place to be amongst yourselves for some. All right. Sagittarius, similar for June 12th. Let's see. And whoever this might be, if someone feels like they possess you, they own you, or if you feel that way about somebody else, try your best to forgive that person, that particular personality that they might be giving off. Sometimes you might feel as though you or someone else has a split personality in the way that they handle you. That may literally be a fact for some people. I'm guided to say that, so I feel like that it's important for some people. Sometimes there may be psychological things that could be going on that needs to be healed, and I feel like sometimes people can't help these things that come out. Now you can help how you deal with it, what you do accept, but I feel like there is a process of forgiving that particular person, yourself, because people only know what they know at this time. So it takes time to evolve to a newer state, or a higher state of awareness, so that it can change and understand your perspective, and how painful it could be if two people are kind of turning their back on one another, or getting into different displays of confrontation or betrayal. So be careful with that you don't have resentment or look for revenge. All right, so let's see Sagittarius for June 12th. Love. Okay. Yep, and I feel like as you do that, try to turn your back on whatever may be pulling you down and try to have some fun. I feel like there are opportunities today to have a really good time with a particular love interest, whether it's someone new, whether it's with yourself, playing games, going out, going on a date, getting away from someone who entangled you in a strange, kind of held you down, so to speak. So kind of release yourself to kind of have fun if you feel like that. If you want to travel, you know, I feel like a lot of you want to blaze your own trail and find your own freedom, but if something is too serious, I feel like there are opportunities to have a really good time. So that looks good. So step away from the controlling energy that I'm speaking about. And I feel like a lot of you know what this is. All right. So the Sagittarius, we're going to move into Capricorn. So Capricorn for June 12th. Let's see. Capricorn, June 12th in love. Wow. So Virgo had this as well. So confrontation. You're angry and frustrated with somebody, so you feel like you have to get the last word. You feel like you might have to respond to somebody because you haven't been responding to maybe their provocation. Maybe they provoke you a few times and you let it go. And if it continues to build up in that way, maybe this is like enough is enough kind of thing. If you feel like some kind of truth has come out, you may respond to it in a negative way for some of you out there, especially if you feel like you've been on the receiving end of some kind of power trip from somebody else. Now you're having to kind of defend yourself or stand up to something that did go wrong. So I feel like there definitely might be confrontation or really harsh words being said by you or somebody else, and definitely some gossip. So Capricorn, let's see, June 12th. And I feel like this could be, you know, involving personal insecurity with somebody else, but I also feel like you might be out, you know, to have some fun as well and enjoying yourself and kind of saying, you know, F this, or, you know, get out my face, you know, go away, do your own thing, I'm gonna do my own thing, you know, these kind of things to that degree, because you might be very frustrated with somebody. So I feel like these could be with around friendships. You could be socializing with somebody new, you know, subtracting someone from your social circle, your love life as well, and maybe becoming friends with that particular person because they were not mature enough, you feel, when it comes to love. And these could be surrounding children that you might have, you know, not nurturing or taking care of them, or not nurturing and taking care of yourself enough and tapping into your childlike energy. And so that's something that needs to happen. So keep that in mind. You could be dealing with a fire sign or air sign. All right, let's see for Capricorn for June 12th in love. Yeah, and I feel like there is some happiness there for some of you out there as well. So that's why you got the Page of Wands and then the Ten of Cups shows up. This is your relationship, or I can't say new. It could be a new one for some of you out there, but there are deeper issues that are there. It's not all bad for some of you out there. And I feel like part of the deeper issue within this particular relationship or marriage is that there's not enough playfulness or not enough joy between you and your partner. And some of you, either you're smothering your partner, you're not allowing them to be their true selves, or vice versa. Or maybe someone is wanting to play too much and not, you know, give energy to the mundane things or material wealth and those kind of things. So there's a balance that needs to happen emotionally, energetically, being able to communicate, and then being able to, I feel like, put in the work and effort that is required to keep a healthy relationship going. So I feel like a lot of your patience will be tried today, potentially for some. All right, but there are some happy moments. So be on the lookout for invitations, text messages to come to an event, to hang out, to have some kind of fun. But you might be a bit frustrated for some. All right, so that's Capricorn. Let's get into Aquarius. So Aquarius in love for June 12th. Aquarius for June 12th. Whoa, we see some optimism. All right, being excited about something. Now this tells you that a lot of healing is taking place as well for a lot of you. Anytime I see the star, it does indicate that there's something that shines for you. You're feeling good, you're feeling happy, feeling motivated by a certain particular person. Could be another Aquarius, but seeing a good sign. So look out for anything that makes you feel good in some way for some of you out there. Let's see for Aquarius for June 12th. And it could be dealing with a water sign for some, as you see the King of Cups here. Now, it doesn't automatically have to be, but I feel like emotionally you may be a bit more stable, a bit more confident, a bit more even keeled if you weren't like that yesterday, or maybe the previous, maybe the weekend. I feel like this is a new state of emotional awareness, and a lot of you could be getting some healing. You could just be nurtured by someone, or someone that might be around to, it could be male or female, it just depends, but I feel like there are some good people that are around you, or some good energies that may be floating around to keep you stable. All right, let's see for Aquarius and June 12th. But we do have some frustration, and I feel like that's the anticipation for a lot of you out there to clear something from maybe your past, or the momentum that you pick up maybe in the day. It might be spoiled by maybe a fire sign. You have two different people that could be showing up. Someone that could be interfering with something new, something stable, something that you are waiting for, especially when it comes to plans and things moving forward. Someone comes around, or you see somebody, or you spend time with them, and then they leave, or they give you a call, they give you a little bit, they show you a sign, and then they disappear. So you might be very frustrated with someone else may be very frustrated with you because you're not taking the necessary actions to move forward. And even though some of you may feel like someone is good for you right now, energetically you might still be dealing with some past frustrations, vice versa, could be flipped around. And I feel like the momentum is there. You might feel some or see some good signs, but getting hold of it and keeping grasp of it could be part of the obstacles that you face for the day. But keep hope, keep faith. I feel like there's some good things happening for you today. All right, so that's Aquarius. Let's move into Pisces. So Pisces for June the 12th in love. Let's see what's going on with Pisces. So you have the Four Cups is showing up. So a lot of you may be very frustrated with a particular person. This is where you are either married in a relationship and you're not wanting the connection. Maybe because you're feeling like you're not getting something that you want. Maybe because the other person feel like they're not getting something that they want, and you two are butting heads. Maybe there is something that is satisfying, but a lot of you are not really appreciating what that might be. Sometimes you're just not wanting it, so you might be pushing something away. You could be very frustrated with somebody, and flipping that energy and bouncing it off of you, bouncing back to them. So a ricochet effect. Let's see, energy for Pisces for June 12th in love. Yeah, and I feel like there could be arguments between you and another person. The fact that someone is either spying on you, or you're spying on someone else, and you're not liking that too much because someone is at a distance from you. And I feel like that's too much of something that could be going on. And that's why a lot of you might be frustrated with the connection, because of these things that continue to happen. So a lot of you could be dealing with an air sign. It could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, someone from your past, or someone in your current relationship. It doesn't have to be an air sign, but there is some friction there, arguments, disputes, or something that could be said. A lot of you are trying to get to the truth, but that truth is not coming out because someone is not being honest about an emotional issue. So that could be the issue that's front and center. All right, so let's see for Pisces for June 12th. One more card. And I feel like part of what needs to happen, if you're not happy with the circumstances, if you're not happy about the events that are taking place today, a lot of you are going through emotional healing, forgiving that particular person for they do not know what they do, for you may not even know what you do if you're not sure of how to respond to things that may not be in your control, but you do have more power and control than you realize. But it's all about turning around to kind of see things from a different perspective, and maybe turning away from the things that could be bothering you emotionally for some of you out there. So forgiving, learning, letting go, maybe moving on from the things that are holding you down. So that's going to be your reading for today. All right, all 12 signs are done. I do hope that y'all all enjoyed it. Lots of love, lots of light to you. You can always go to the website, psychicloveheals.com, to schedule something personally for you, as these are general in nature. So lots of love, lots of light, and have a good one.